Gentlemen, welcome to today's show here on August 9th, 2021. The wait for football has finally ended with the Dallas Cowboys taking on the Pittsburgh Steelers in this year's Hall of Fame game last Thursday, in which we will get to later, give you a little bit of my takeaways, what I kind of thought of the game, and go from there. Okay, other than that, this was a very, very eventful weekend in the world of football with both the class of 2020 and 2021 getting inducted to the Hall of Fame. And let me tell you, that shit literally had me smiling like a kid at a candy store. You might have seen that on the social media, but it really did, okay? Every time I was sitting there, I was just smiling away, looking at these greats, these legends, finally get, immortality into the Pro Football Hall of Fame. Now, I don't know what it was, but something about that whole thing just made me happy, okay? And I was, really inspired by everything that each inductee had to say. So today we got some decent stuff to bring up. And with that, let's get to it, huh? Are you ready to get your fix? Well, before we get to the eventful Hall of Fame weekend, I want to touch base on two different players. The first being the New Orleans Saints wide receiver Michael Thomas. Now, some of you probably have already heard this. Now, about 2 weeks ago, according to Ian Rappaport, he came out on Twitter and social media and said that the Saints All-Pro wide receiver Michael Thomas will likely miss the start of the 2021 regular season because of the ankle surgery he had in June. Now, apparently his recommended timetable for return is about 4 months. So, that's pretty decently out there, I guess, if you want to say. Or can't even talk. But June, okay? So we got July, August, September, October. So 4 months is the timetable to return. Now, obviously, going into October, he's going to miss a lot of the year. But this surgery was done so that he is able to come back this season and play right away. Okay, Michael Thomas, yeah, led the NFL in receptions 2 years ago. Last year, obviously with the injury, but this guy is a menace. Okay, he's a superstar wide receiver for a reason. Injury's not going to hold him back. This guy is probably only going to miss the first, I'd say, handful of games, maybe 3 to 5 games. After that, he's going to be on the field. So for those of you who are in fantasy drafts and all that and are hesitant on taking Michael Thomas, take him. Okay, he's going to still light up the stat book like he does each and every week. Okay, this guy is someone you don't really want to put on the back burner. You want to watch his growth, watch what he can actually do year to year. Okay, snap to snap. Okay, but don't worry about this injury too much. Okay, I don't think this is necessarily going to hold him back at all. Other than the fact that he has to sit out a couple games. Okay, it does hurt the Saints a little bit, not too much. Obviously, they have still a powerhouse team over there. Their defense is just fine, really young. I think it's one of the youngest in the NFL. Their offense, okay, Alvin Kamara is still there, okay. They still got, I believe, Emmanuel Sanders is there, and they got those weapons. They still got Jameis Winston, Taysom Hill. They can run that Wildcat. Latavius Murray, I believe, is still there, and they did just sign the guy I thought I should have signed last year, which I did in fantasy football. Didn't do me so well, or didn't do me so good. And that man is Dante Foreman, one of the two. I can't remember how to say his first name. But the Saints are going to be just fine, okay? Really good offensive line, really good head coaching staff, or coaching staff in general, I should say. But they're set. This injury for Michael Thomas is nothing to worry about, okay? So just put that on the back burner. The second player I want to talk briefly about is the Houston Texans quarterback, Deshaun Watson. So last week, there were some reports coming out. If you remember, okay, we were talking how there really hasn't been that much news on Deshaun Watson, and then all of a sudden, bam, hits training camp, he's there, but then he gets some type of injury, sidelines him, he's not practicing for a couple days. Okay, they're trying to keep him out of what they're really trying to run. They're acting as if, like, if you remember, they're acting as if he was never on the team in the first place. But granted, with him at training camp, obviously, you got to include him in there, okay? Especially if you end up still sticking with Watson, especially if he ends up still playing there. Highly doubt that's going to happen. I think he's dead set on getting out of the Houston Texans organization. Don't blame him. But last week, the Philadelphia Eagles were reported to be very, and I'm talking extremely interested in trading for Deshaun Watson. Now, if you also remember before we were talking about that possible trade opportunities, I said the Eagles wouldn't be a bad idea. But I don't know if they would want to risk that, being that they already have Jalen Hurts. But at the same time, Deshaun Watson, you know what you're getting. Jalen Hurts, you sort of kind of know what you're getting, but not 100%. In my eyes, Deshaun Watson is a better Jalen Hurts. The Philadelphia Eagles could make this trade. It could work out. It would be awesome. But again, all these civil cases that he still has to go to court. Could he be put on the NFL commissioner exempt list? Who knows? Okay. But the Eagles haven't been doing so hot the last couple years. Actually, since that Super Bowl victory. Okay, over New England, yeah. So, they need to make a move. Whether that's at the quarterback position, not the wide receiver position, because they already got that with Devontae Smith. Jalen Reagor's there. Okay, their tight ends are just fine, and Dallas Goedert and Zach Ertz. Their defense is really what needs that help. Okay, they should have gone out when Xavier Howard said, hey, I would like a trade out of the Dolphins organization. Apparently, they have reached some compromise. I have no idea how that is all transpiring out there. Once I hear more, I'll let you guys know. But their defense is what needs help. Okay, this might help the Eagles out a little bit. See if they go out and trade for Watson. They bring in Watson. Okay, it's the same situation that they had in Houston. Okay, he's going to get them to the playoffs or close to it. Probably have a winning season, and that's it. You need to surround him with more than just an offense, because if their defense can't stop the opposing offense from scoring, you're shit out of luck pretty much. Okay, they need to figure something out. So with that being said, okay, I just kind of want to touch base on those two, players around the NFL. Let's get to the eventful Hall of Fame weekend, starting with the Hall of Fame game between the Dallas Cowboys and the Pittsburgh Steelers. Now, the Pittsburgh Steelers ended up going on to win 16-3. And yes, I get it, okay? This is preseason, folks. You're not going to get high-scoring games. You're not going to get games that are super, enjoyable to watch. You're always into it. You're like, come on. No. The preseason's there to sit back, relax, and see what your rookies got. It is boring. It's not the greatest football out there, okay? Because a lot of them can't play NFL type of football, okay? They can't be in this league. And there's a reason, the rosters are set at 53. They start at 70 to 70 plus, and they have to cut them down to 53. 53 people are the ones that are, NFL ready, okay, if you will. But this game, okay, show me a couple things about these guys' backups. Cowboys backups, they're okay. Not the greatest. Let me tell you this. If Dak Prescott ends up going down again, or has that shoulder injury really bugging the whole season, they're screwed. Okay, Ben DiNucci, he played last year. Looked like garbage. Garrett Goebels, I believe is his name. Went out there. Didn't do so hot. Did better than Ben DiNucci. Then they had one other guy. I can't really remember his name off the top of my head. But they did not do well. Okay, their quarterback room is not that good without Dak Prescott out there. Their wide receiver group, it's okay. It's not the greatest. Okay, Amari and Michael Gallup and CeeDee Lamb, once they are on the field, it's going to be a whole different scenario. You're going to see a lot more, explosive plays, a lot more big plays, stuff like that. Their backfield was the one thing I was really impressed with. Okay, they have a decent, I guess, they have a decent backup if he can perform the way he should be. Okay, Rico Dowdle, I'm pretty sure I said his last name right. I'm not sure. But the whole night, it seemed like he was getting the ball. He was getting really good chunks of yardage. I mean, he had 43 yards on 8 rushing attempts. That's pretty decent, okay? Especially when you only play about a quarter and a half or a quarter and a third, something like that. Okay, this guy went out there and played his very best football that he could at that time. Okay, he did still have to go up against, I believe, the second string defense with a couple, starters in there here and there, but he did really well. Now, what I liked about the Steelers, they have some good depth. Now, how they're going to keep going around the whole season, I'm not sure. Because if you recognize last year, that 11-0 start, they didn't change a thing. After that, teams started picking up, and they go 1-4 to finish the season. Okay? But the Steelers have some good depth. Now, Mason Rudolph did all right. He's more than likely going to be the Pittsburgh Steelers' number 2 guy. I don't see Haskins really making that jump just because he didn't have that great of a Hall of Fame game stat line. He looked rushed. He did look calm to start. He looked okay, but I just don't see him making the jump. Hopefully, from these next 3 weeks in the preseason, he can grow as a quarterback and become a little bit better. Obviously, Ben Roethlisberger is going to be the starter there. So, I mean, it's just what it is. But Mason Rudolph, 6 for 9, 84 yards. Did pretty good, okay? He moved the ball downfield pretty well. Put him in, I think, field goal range a couple times. That was the big thing about this game. No fucking kicker could hit a goddamn field goal. Not one. Like, you go up there, you're in field goal range. Granted, they were 40-plus, 45-plus yarders. But you're thinking, this is, okay, you should be able to make this. Go up there, and it's wide left. It's wide right. Oh, God. Like, literally every time. I mean, this score probably should have been in the 20s. Probably, like, 24 to, like, 9 or something like that. I mean, not as much closer, but still should have been higher, okay? Josh Dobbs, also, I think he's going to make the third-string quarterback. Okay, he went 4 for 6, 37 yards, and a touchdown. He was only sacked once. Did really good. Oh, and by the way, apparently, I heard this via the Pat McAfee show, Josh Dobbs works for NASA. So that tells me a couple things. This dude's smart, and the Steelers are going to want to keep him around. Okay, he's going to be able to pick up defenses, read defenses, tell other rookies or other quarterbacks in the room what to do, what he's seeing, and he's going to be smart. Okay, he's going to make really reliable choices on the field. He might not play a snap. That's probably Mason Rudolph and Big Ben's issue, but Josh Dobbs did really well. Okay, I think Haskins right now is probably the 4th on that quarterback list. Najee Harris might be getting a lot of snaps. Okay, he might be getting a lot of attempts. Probably you're looking from 15 to 20 a game. Probably 20 to 25. This guy is going to be that dog. Okay, a lot of people are comparing him to Le'Veon Bell. Okay, even though Najee is Najee, probably going to be better than Le'Veon Bell. Sure as hell know that he doesn't bitch as much so far. He has no right to, granted that he's a rookie, but still, Najee Harris is looking pretty solid. He's tough. He's going to go out there and he's going to get you a good chunk of yardage here and there. Chase Claypool also did pretty well. Okay, 62 yards, 3 receptions. Showed that, year 2, he's looking up. He's looking to have a better year. Probably yardage-wise will be better. Touchdown-wise, I'm not so sure. Last year he did exceptionally well getting into the end zone. Can't talk right now. Brain's going a lot faster in my mouth, but that's okay. But I think the highlight of the night, and these plays really don't happen that often, but when they happen, everyone's like, oh my! Punter Presley Harvin III had one punt, probably the player of the game, went back, I think it was like 60, 70 yards or something like that, but nailed it on the 1-yard line, had some backspin and just stayed perfectly. It was a beautiful punt, okay? Couldn't have been placed any more perfectly than it was, but it was awesome. Okay, probably the player of the game, Presley Harvin. Granted, Josh Dobbs did throw a touchdown, but it is what it is. This Hall of Fame game obviously starts the preseason. It's not the greatest games to watch, but like I said, it gives you the opportunity to really see what others around you have, what your other rookies have to bring to the table. What ones are going to stay on the team? What ones could contribute to a possible Super run? This is what this is. Okay, only 3 more weeks. We got this week, obviously Thursday and then Sunday, and then you got next week and then the week after that. Then it's regular season. Okay, we are 31 days today away from some regular season football. So let's move away from this Hall of Fame game, which was on Thursday. Let's move over to the Hall of Fame induction ceremony, which was on Saturday for the class of 2020 and Sunday for the class of 2021. Now this was absolutely electrifying. Okay, they moved through it perfectly. It was really nice. Okay, like I said, I was there just sitting there smiling, just like wow, like in awe of these guys that I like. Some of them I've got to see play, some of them I haven't. But those highlights they were showing, just their story of how they got there, who taught them and whatnot, was just a great feeling. Just to know that those guys put everything on the line to reach football immortality. Okay, I mean, on Saturday we had a couple electrifying people, like, what's his name? Edgerrin James was Saturday. Cliff Harris, who I'll talk about in a little bit, was Saturday. Tom Flores was Sunday. Peyton Manning yesterday. Charles Woodson yesterday. Bill Nunn yesterday, even though he is not with us anymore. Rest in peace. But, there are some big names that got elected into the Football Hall of Fame, and it was really awesome to see these guys, literally a couple of years ago, like Peyton Manning, winning a Super Bowl, retiring, that's it. And now he's in the Pro Football Hall of Fame. I guess it took him like 13 seconds to really talk about him, or to think about making him a first ballot Hall of Famer, or accepting him into the Hall of Fame. But it was awesome. I mean, I don't know what else to say. Edgerrin James was electrifying. Drew Pearson was electrifying. Edgerrin James probably had the most laughs, but also put into perspective that, this world that we live in is not the greatest. But pretty much he kind of went on and said, like, just be yourself, okay? Put in the work to really, put in the work to better yourself, okay? I can't really remember exactly what he said, but he did finish it off, excuse me, pretty well. Yeah, he said, I started my career with these gold teeth, and I ended my career with this gold jacket. God, got a frog in my throat. But, really, I guess one thing that I kind of took away from this whole Hall of Fame induction ceremony, and I'll leave it here with you right now, was when Cliff Harris said this, and this really kind of stuck with me, and it'll stick with me for a while now, actually. It really stood out in my mind. But he said, if I can make it, anyone can achieve their goals. The key is to never quit, never give up. Keep trying, keep learning, and keep growing. So keep a steady pace. Remember that you're the only one that drives your train. Make the right choices and you will succeed. You'll make it to your own Hall of Fame, whatever that may be. And I thought that was really powerful, okay? Because obviously not all of us are going to make it to the Pro Football Hall of Fame. But what he's saying is make it to your own Hall of Fame. Set your own Hall of Fame for something that you love to do. So for like this is my Hall of Fame. I'm doing this every day, sitting in front of you guys. It's awesome. So create your Hall of Fame, whatever it may be, just like Cliff Harris said. Well, that is all I got for you guys today. Enjoy the rest of your night and tune in tomorrow at 6 p.m. for more information surrounding the NFL, which we'll get to. A couple things. We'll figure out what those will be here in the coming hours. So thanks for tuning in. We'll see you tomorrow. And you just got your fix with the Wicks. Thank you guys.